Thank you so much, Pedro. I'd like to introduce you to the new volunteers for Asian Classics Institute Course 3, Applied Meditation, which, if you didn't know, is where you're at the moment. Yeah. So, change class. So, Jamie Schultz, please stand up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Jamie Schultz. And Peter, please stand up. Okay. What if really understanding these things changed your entire perspective for the rest of your life? If it really has the potential to do that, which it does, then Jamie and Peter are using technology that enables people from around the world who are tuning in and coming on live and for whatever reason can't come here to actually get a taste of these things. Like it'd be great if they could be here. So I know that there's people in Australia, in South America, and in England who are listening in every now and then. I think there's one in Holland, but that keeps messaging. But what I'm saying is that don't underestimate the results of tiny efforts. So sitting down at the computer and recording might just be a thing you do for Jamie and Peter, but they are in fact enabling information that can transform somebody's life somewhere across the globe. So it is a holy activity, is what I'm saying, and I'm grateful for it, and I'd like you to consider it as that when you see them needing help or something like that. The other volunteers, I'd like to introduce Michelle.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Is it just you, Michelle?
It's me?
Yeah, and
Aaron.
And Aaron. You didn't put your thing.
I didn't put my name in.
Aaron. Yeah. Everybody meet Aaron, who's already fat. So you see that on the sheet that's gone around, you've got a Facebook option. Are you on Facebook? Yes or no? This event is on Facebook. The video content is reproduced there. The readings and homeworks and quizzes will appear there for those of you who miss out. So everything is at your fingertips thanks to these two beautiful ladies, right? So you think of their activity as enabling, whenever you're needing something, you can go there and find this information to connect to the next 10 weeks, which can potentially transform something.
What is the Facebook page?
So the Facebook page is an event called ACI 3, yeah, and it's under the 3 jewels. So if you're not friends with the 3 jewels, please be friends with the 3 jewels, and as you do it symbolically. Yeah, figure out, we talked about what the 3 jewels are, the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. This place is called the 3 jewels. It's the place of ultimate refuge, symbolically, metaphorically. If you're going to click on the 3 jewels, every time you click, force your mind to think that there's something bigger happening that maybe you can't see. So there'll be weekly updates. If you're on the event, press yourself as an attendee there. So Michelle predominantly will revisit the start date of this event, which lasts for 12 weeks, and it will restart every Thursday. So you'll get a reminder on your Facebook saying you have an event on Thursday, just in case you forget. The venue, which is the schedule online for the 3 jewels, making sure that the space is prepared, will be done by Justin. Please stand up. Thank you. And Aaron and Yasmin, right? Where are you? There. Stand up. We're connecting people in this room. I don't know if you've figured it out. The activity that they're doing is connecting with you. There's a reason why you're in this room together. There's a reason that you all want something similar. There's a reason why it's this time and this place, and if your mind can't stretch there quite yet, then allow it some space, and it can, but nothing is a coincidence, nothing is random. The people in this room are together for a reason, and I hope that comes clear to you as we learn. Homeworks and quizzes are ever so important. So the entire course is at acidharma.org. I think. We'll post that link on Facebook. Anybody here not on the Facebook? Yeah. Well, let me tell you about it. It's it's this thing on the interlink. It's the new thing, right?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I can page you the number. No. If you don't have access to Facebook, it is on the web via ACI-dharma.org. If you need it, we can give it. And the entire coursework is online. We'll just put it easy on Facebook, or we can email you if you're on the email list. And you can see the readings for the week after we've learned them, the homeworks and quizzes, which are printable, or you can do them online and return them to us. Yeah.
How quickly after the class are those posted?
They are available right now, the entire course.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, but we haven't posted them on the Facebook yet. And for those who speak Spanish, it should have been called El Libro Cara. Right? El cara del libro. Cara del libro. El libro, the book of the face. Yeah. Welcome to the book of the face. Okay. Let's not go down that track because I've got stories in Spanish. So homeworks and quizzes. We'll send one email to everybody, that is in this room, and then you can opt in to getting the homeworks and quizzes, the entirety of them sent to you, and then at your own pace read them. At the very, very minimum, if you don't want to do the readings, like some very studious people, that's okay. Listen to the information, internalize it, take some notes, because as you're doing that, your mind is habituating this knowledge. At the very minimum, try the homework, or the quiz, and we'll collect that grade. There is a central place in Phoenix where all these ACI courses from around the world are being maintained or registered, and people that just finished a course are registered there, and this is well registered. That those people get invited to go and share or teach and travel to 150 countries around the world, where this stuff is being taught in various forms. So that is Justin, Aaron, and Yasmin. So homeworks and quizzes is Jen, please stand up, and Emily, please stand up. These two beautiful. And every week, Katarina will be handing out homeworks and collecting them. They're grading them. She's handing out homeworks and collecting them from you and giving you a beautiful grade.
I collect them and I give them to the graders.
Give them to the girls. Yeah, beautiful. We've all got the system down pat, and then the process should happen regularly. If you can't do it, find an alternative that can help you. But then what this means for the rest of us who come in here is you can sit down, do a quick homework or quiz, hand in your homework, and that gives you something anchored to transform and practice what we'll talk about over the next 10 weeks. If you give it serious attention, so if you put little effort, you're going to get little result. If you put in a ton of effort and you really make it right, for the next 10 days, so the next 10 Thursdays, I'm actually going to pretend this is going to be a doctorate degree. You're probably going to get that kind of result. The amount of result you get out of an effort is equal to the amount of effort you put into it. Does that make sense? Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. So let's talk about meditation. One more thing before we talk about this. All start with, if you have not seen this, this is posted on the Facebook page. Someone made a video of this ancient poster that describes the 5 problems, the 8 antidotes, the 9 stages, the 4 states of mind, the 6 powers. Thank you. Yeah, it's locked into this. If you can see, it's a monk chasing a black elephant with a monkey running on top head of the elephant, which might be something to do with your mind. Yeah, and as they climb and turn these turns, the elephant transforms from a black to a white elephant, the monkey ends up getting really disappointed that he can't go ahead of the elephant anymore, and there's a rabbit, and anyway, the rabbit is another story. Yeah, and then there are symbols all along this thing. This tells pictorially the story that we'll tell over the next 10 weeks, and if you're actually doing what we talk about, the experiences that you can have in meditation over the rest of your life. Now, meditation is not something like when I started I thought was going to happen, which is I was going to sit there, learn something, and then ta-da, I'm a changed person. It actually, it's a habituation of your mind. Your mind is like putty. Your mind is like a liquid mirror, and it reflects anything that you put into it. You put crap comes out. You put beauty comes out. You put a quirky jokes come up automatically. It's like putty. Whatever you mold your mind, it's the GIGO principle. GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. Good in, good out. Yeah? It's just as simple as that. And meditation is a way to focus and make that data and content that comes into the pliable mind to go deep and transform how the mind experiences everything. So you put your mind, and that will cover this towards the end of the course, you put your mind in the most holy, and not as in religious, but holy as in the most awe-inspiring, magnificent evolution of the beauty of the world that you can imagine. You put that in your mind over enough time, and you will see that in your world. So let's talk about the general definitions in Tibetan and Sanskrit of what meditation types or words we have that you'll hear throughout this course, and you'll probably hear in Western. So say after me, there's a tradition to put a seed, an unstoppable seed in your mind of Tibetan or Sanskrit pronunciation. Say Gompa. Gompa. And the Sanskrit for that is Bhavana. Bhavana? Yeah. And this is the most general description of meditation. And it's just what I said before, it's just getting used to something. It's just plain old habituation. Yeah, you do a thing enough times and your mind is imbued and colored by that thing. Your mind gets, I don't know, if you're old like me and computers first came out, you would have seen the toaster screensaver. Do you remember that? The flying toasters? Yeah, anyway. Yes. You remember that? They had wings. It was really weird. Yeah. But it was just so the screen wouldn't get burnt. Right? So you'd have, screensavers are there so the screen doesn't get burned with whatever image is sitting there all day. So it's just, what your mind is like a screen on a computer. Whatever image is continuously there, whatever habituation you put there, it will get burnt into that, and that will become your mind. So the Gompa is just the most general description of meditation. It means getting used to something by doing it over and over again. It just means habituation. It's about burning something into your mind, and you do this every day. You do it now. Yeah, each of us has a flavor of how we see the world. Yeah, have you ever seen a victim kind of person? Everything that happens to them is just, oh, woe is me. And the older we get, the more these habits become who we are. The entire world is against me. Yeah, and every now and then you have opportunities to break that. It doesn't matter how much effort or love or something you give to somebody, they might always see it, if they've got that habit, they might always see it as an attack or as a thing, and you never intended it that way. It was never that kind of situation. Their mind is burnt that way. My dad used to, my holy dad, my God, he, crazy bastard, I'll tell you about him over. He used to be extremely, he'd gompad, he'd bhavanad, the idea that people were going to steal his stuff. Now, he didn't have any stuff, and he certainly didn't have anything interesting, right? But he had 2 suitcases, and he didn't have a home. Towards the end of his life, he was just wandering, crazy old man, and crazy old man. He would come and stay with me because my sister would kick him out. Yeah? And I would have kicked him out and sent him to my brother's, and he'd lock his 2 suitcases with 3 locks or something. Yeah, and he'd put a folded piece of paper on top of the thing, just in case when he came, if the piece of paper was down, someone tampered with this thing. Like, very important stuff. But of course, I'd noticed that my drawers had been all turned around and my photos and things, my house had been gone through by someone, right? Not so subtly, right? And so after I learned Gompa, I realized that my dad's obsession with things, people getting into his things, only came from his attitude of snooping around my stuff and my sister's stuff and my brother. Like, he had this passion for, let's just quickly have a look at what Hector's got in his drawers, right? He got a few surprises. Did you see how your minds just invented that object? Did you see? You did, right? Like, yeah. I was thinking something completely different. I was actually trying to save my sister by saying he got a few surprises when he went through my sister's drawers. But I thought I'd better not say that, which I just did, which is a problem. But instead I said my drawers, but then you all laughed. Anyway, I know you were all here when that happened. We Gompa at work all the time. We habituate our mind. If we have an enemy or someone we dislike a lot, we think about them often. We think about them all the time. We create them by habituating and reliving. That time they pissed me off. She said this and it went like this and then she did that and we live it. Oh, I mean, it's not happening now. It's not happening while you're on the train. It's not happening when you're at home, but it is in your mind. And you're habituating that person, and then when your eyes are laid upon that person, guess what happens? It just, yeah? So the most general is Gompa. I think that's it. I can tell you about Gompa. It's the screensaver's good. Say Samten. Or Dhyana. Yeah. And this has 3 meanings. So is that on that side? No, it's on this side. Samten. Yeah, the Sanskrit is Dhyana for those yogis, weirdos. The Samten is, the first level is actually the 5th perfection. Okay, here we go, lists. Does anybody know that there's this thing called the 6 perfections in Tibetan Buddhist philosophy, which encompass just about all the practices of Buddhism. And Samten is the name for the 5th perfection, which is concentration, yeah, or meditation. It also refers to 4 deep levels of meditation. They are Samten, and these are specific levels that you can experience, not that you want to. Once you get enough habituation about meditation, you can experience these 4 levels of meditation they call Samten. If your mind goes there, you'll know. That will take you to the 4 levels of the form realm. For that, I have to tell you about the form realm. Actually, I don't have to.
Is it the same as Chahanas or
Chahanas? Yanas?
Yeah.
No. I saw that today in my prep. I don't think it is for here. I think it might come later. I'll check that. Yeah. And Samten is also referred to as a part of the concentration at the first level of the form realm when you see emptiness directly. Okay? Yep. The mind's concentration in the first level of the form realm when you see emptiness directly. We'll cover what this means for those of you who weren't in the previous courses as we go through the content. You Samten when you come down from that direct experience. So the idea of emptiness directly, seeing emptiness directly, is that understanding that things don't have a nature from their own side, that things are blank, that they're infinite potential. And when you've practiced meditation enough, the point of meditation is to remove all the distractions from your mind, all the senses, in order to touch that experience directly. And when you come down from that experience, you have what's called the Four Aurial Truths, or you would have heard them as the Four Noble Truths, which is a series of realizations that your mind, that you experience as your mind, which was in the form realm, we'll explain that later, reattaches to this reality of you sitting on the cushion, and you become aware that you're here now. Yeah, you weren't aware that you're there when you're having that direct experience. And you go through these four realizations. Yeah, and that's the first thing that Buddha taught, which is what's the first of the four truths?
Life is suffering.
Yeah, that life is suffering. So instead of a conceptual understanding of that, you actually get a hit that you realize, hold on a minute, the essence of this thing is truly suffering. And the next one is that, wow, I know why this body is going to die. There's actually a very real and tangible cause for the production of this kind of body. The next one?
There's another suffering.
That there is a way out of that kind of suffering, the samsaric suffering. And the last realization is you see that there is a path. Yeah? There's actually certain things to do cause the end of that suffering. And you have seen you remember, you connect that you saw yourself as an enlightened being. You see how many times there's all this literature around that, and we studied it when we talked about wisdom. It is said through this system that you can't touch that experience unless your mind has reached a certain level of concentration, of meditation, to be able to jump off into that realm. Yeah.
So is this sort of analogous in the yogic teachings as opposed to the Tibetan Buddhist teachings? Then there's the 8 limbs of yoga, right? So the fifth, number 5 is concentration.
I don't know anything about the yogic tradition. I'm only learning Lady Naguma, and I can do this. You thought it was going over, right?
The fifth one's, I think the fifth one's pratyahara, which is withdrawal of senses.
Right.
And then dharana and dhyana is the
I'm not
next.
your man for that.
Just focus
Yeah.
and fix it.
Sorry, Mike.
Okay.
Just to have it clear in my mind, am I understanding that you're saying Samten is a word that says it's the 4 Arya truths, and also is it for the 9 levels of meditation?
No. Samten is predominantly it is the word to describe specifically the 5th perfection. Yeah.
Okay.
Secondly, it is a type of meditation. Describes 4 deep states of meditation that result in a rebirth in the form realm.
Gotcha.
That's too much, and it's also connected to the mind's ability to concentrate in that first level of the form realm, which is where you see emptiness directly.
Can I ask something? How
Yeah,
do we
please,
do
please.
this?
Yeah.
So you said that there were 4 realizations, right? We realized like suffering,
Yep.
we feel it, we realize we're gonna die. This is all gone. The 4th is, there is a way out.
Yep.
Of course, what is the 3rd?
Oh, good. That the first is that there is suffering. The second one is that suffering has a cause. The third one is that you can stop that suffering. And then the 4th is that there is a path by which you can stop it. Yeah, good. Thank you. You don't need to know that for now. Yeah. For those of you who want to know about the realms, there's a desire realm, the form realm, and the formless realm, and it's just 3 ways of looking at existence. Blah blah blah. The earth and the humans in it, plus a bunch more other beings, are in the desire realm. Called the desire realm because we just want food and sex, mostly. Yeah, we just want. I mean, sort of feed our bellies and get off. Hence the internet and Facebook and screensavers. You know, thank you, porn. Yeah. Anyway. Isn't there a show that said everybody?
The internet before porn.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the internet is for porn. No, it's not. Yeah. Anyway. Say Nyomjuk. Nyomjuk. The Sanskrit is samapati, and this has three. I'm gonna have to rush. Sorry. Refers to three types of things. Two of them are these causal meditations, which are meditations that cause something to happen in a specific way. They are rebirth, one in the form realm and one in the formless realm. You don't need to understand that just yet. You'll get it when we come to the realms. And the other one is a cessation meditation, because they think that you have an experience of what in some schools they think is nirvana, but this school says it's not. So that's what Nyomjuk describes. The point here is that there are all these names for what we think is meditation. And in the West we have this really boxed idea, this is meditation. And when beings have practiced this thing for 1,000 and more years, they've come to define the very subtle differences between states of focus and concentration, which hopefully you can touch. If you don't know this, you just think you're sitting there and whatever, we're doing nothing. Objects of meditation, we did number 3. The last part of that, of Nyomjuk, it's a state where your 52 mental functions, and so there's a list of mental functions, mainline mental functions, shut down, but predominantly is your sensation and your discrimination, which is the thing that mostly gets us in trouble. Yeah? So I have a feeling about something, a sensation of distaste or whatever, and I discriminate, and it was your fault. So then that's mostly what gets us in trouble. That meditation, as well as most of the others, which is actually the first time I started meditating, I thought that meditating was for the side effects of meditation taught by this system rather than the point of meditation taught by this system. So most of us want to come to meditation to focus or concentrate or perform better at work or be calmer and more relaxed and all these things. They are true. They happen as a result of meditation. You have greater focus, greater awareness, but it's not the point. They're all side effects. The next one is shine. Say shine. Shine. Good. Shi, for those who care, means peace. And ne means stay, so to stay in peace. You'll see it translated sometimes as calm abiding, but Geshe Michael taught me that he doesn't like that. Because it gives it a sort of relaxed implication. Oh, it's calm and abiding, whereas it's really like a powerful laser focus, rather than calm abiding. I'm abiding in calmness, whatever. So that's shamatha, and this is always linked in. I'm not sure if we put it there with shine with Platon.
No, I didn't put it there.
No. Okay, so Laktong, HLAK, if you're writing it, TONG. And Plak means exceptional, and Tong means seeing. So Shine or Shamatha is usually, it's always linked, should always be linked with Laktong. We'll talk about it. It is the highest evolution of meditation. It is the most powerful concentration when focused on the right object. So think of it as a powerful gun aimed at the highest thing you can aim it at. The most powerful laser, if you like, or beam of light. If you can get your mind to that level of focus and concentration, shine, and then focusing on the right thing. Those two actually for the six perfections refer to the fifth and the sixth perfection, which is the fifth is concentration. So these are all words for concentration, right? This is the specific word for the fifth perfection, and the last one is wisdom. Yeah. So exceptional sin. Good. Ting and Zing, is that it there? Yeah. Ting and Zing or samadhi, yeah, is one-pointed mind. We all have this, yeah. Everyone has this. It's just how developed it is. If you've read a book and you're so lost in the book that you didn't realize that the wet patch on your chest came from your mouth, this is Ting and Zing. Yeah. If you're in a movie and you totally forgot that the rest of the movie theater was there because you're so deeply in the story that your head is in there, so you don't have another experience. This is Ting and Zing.
Oh, you said
So when you lose awareness of everything around you,
Say that again.
when you lose awareness of everything around you.
You could describe it. I mean, meditation is just focus, yeah, and we all do that, yeah. So all these describe that, but this one is the capacity for us to have that. Is the description that, I mean, an ant has that. You know what I mean? I mean, you see cats do that. Yeah, if anyone saw my cat post today. Cats do that. You see, they see it, and they have Ting and Zing to the fake bird or whatever, the laser that I play with them. Tim has that. There's no EA in Tim. Okay, and let's see what else I can tell you about Ting and Zing, which is samadhi.
So how is this different from concentration?
Yeah. From which one? From shine?
Well, or how is it different from like Psalm 10, the number 2?
Number 2, yeah.
You can hold it for a long time in shine, and sine is just a single point.
It's perfect answer. So one is maybe a short moment of focus, and the second one is you're able to sustain it for a longer. Like you're lost in that book and dribbling. Yeah. Nyam shak jek tup. Nyam shak jek tup. Yeah. This is the meditation where you see emptiness directly. After you see emptiness directly, and you came down, and remember how I described the aerial truths and how you go through them. This is specifically a word for that experience as well. Yeah, when your mind is actually going through the deconstruction of what just happened.
So how's it different than sometimes?
It's got a different flavor. I don't know. They're just it's another synonym for that. Yeah, so it's another synonym for number 3 or 2. I can't remember. Yeah, but it's told you. Cool. 1 minute passed and I still haven't told you the 6 things. We'll cover them next week. Here are the 6 preliminaries. Before you meditate, if you don't do these things, you're not going to have an optimum meditation. So for everything you do, you usually prepare before doing stuff. So the 6 preliminaries are, and they might be in your homework. I'll just give you the English because you can see them there. Yep. So the first one is just to clean up and tidy your room. There's something that's happening in the development of your mind as you make sure you have a perfect space where you're going to meditate. It's like you're entering meditation, you're reversing the gears. You're thinking one way, you want to be thinking another one. Well, as you're preparing your cushion, as you're preparing your room and clearing out any garbage or whatever, you're making it perfect. That's the first one. So clean up your room. The next one is make an offering. So you imagine that the highest evolution of your awareness is coming to this room. You're inviting yourself, if you like, if not your teachers, as you perceive them with your mind, right? You're inviting that side of you to please come. And so you put out some offerings, and this includes having an altar for those of you who have an altar practice. And so the reason these rituals are there is to prepare your mind to be able to sit down and make sure that all these steps, all these seeds cause the moments of realizations you can have while sitting down. Number 3, kyabdro or senkye, is going for refuge. Yeah. So the previous one, if you do the offering, is when you saw us do the mandala. Yeah. When you saw us do this soundy thing at the beginning of class. Yeah. So by doing that, we do that making offerings. And Siamke, or going for refuge, is when we do the second sounds, which is Sangha Judams, okay, with one we'll repeat 3 times. And if you understand what they mean, then your mind is already going through the process of realizing ultimately that everything has a potential to be completely blissful. That you can find perfection today in every single experience if you could have caused it. If you know the path of karma to produce that.
So what is that thing there it says?
Sangha, Chudam, Saki, Chok, Namla. Yeah, go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. It's at the beginning of your readings. It just means that your mind, your motivation should be that everything has a potential. Remember I covered the 3 refuges, the Buddha jewel, the Dharma jewel, the Sangha jewel? It just is remembering that. Yeah? Going that, what can help me? Out of all the stuff that I like and dislike in the world, I want more ice cream, I want less annoying people. I want more of this, I want less of that. We're forever doing this. And we're never satisfied. When we get it, we want more or we want less. Yeah? So what can help me? What can satisfy me? And Buddhist Refuge covered that. So the 3 jewels are said to do that. They're understanding that ultimately every single millisecond of experience you have is caused upon a blank potentiality screen around you. That if you knew how you're projecting this experience and then bouncing it off and thinking that it's real and out there and yours, if you can figure out how one thing can be good for one and bad for another, if you know that it can't come from the thing, and therefore you can create the most beautiful thing. If it can change, if it's changeable, if it's potential. Understanding that fact in a deep sense is going for refuge. Yeah. So we've cleaned up the room, we've put out some offerings to entice our highest mind to come. We think that ultimately things come from ourselves, so we take refuge in the things that don't have an existence on their own side. And we visualize the great lineages of our lamas in Tibetan, but what this means is that there are 2 great teachings on this world, one on wisdom and one on compassion, and you visualize that these things come to you, that these realizations can come to you via these 2 methods. That there's a whole teaching on every tradition on love and opening your heart, that together everybody in this room just wants to be loved and wants to love and can love. And when you are in that state of love and all the iterations of love, nothing harms you. What's one thing? That's bodhicitta, if you like, in the Tibetan sound. And the other one is wisdom, the other tradition that describes where things come from and how they are caused. And science does that to our degree in our society. It informs us that things have cause and effect, and that's become our great religion. These are all the human attempt to understand the human condition. Yeah, so to think that may these 2 things come as I'm preparing this space. Yeah, may the lineage and the understanding of compassion, of love, of bodhicitta, and all the other things come. And all those beings you visualize, and you think of all those beings on the planet who have transcended their human shitty condition and touched that thing both on the wisdom side and on the love side. It's possible for you to. It's totally possible for you to. And so you put your mind on that. And then you do this thing called Dripjang Songkha. Is that right?
Shivjan
Soksak, which is to purify obstacles. And in course 1 we did the 2 types of obstacles. I won't test you on it. And this is where we do the 7 ingredients, which we'll cover next time. And the last part is your request for blessings. What this means, request for blessings. I have trouble with the religiousness of the language sometimes. I get embarrassed by it. But when you hear, when you recognize that any most beautiful experience you've ever had moves you on to a realization of how your world can be magnificent. And then if you've got the charge to want to share and connect that to other people around you, close to you, and if you're able to then transcend that and see neutral or normal people on the subway or on the streets and look at them in the eye and say, we're the same. You deserve equal happiness. The one I'm seeking, if I find it, you deserve it too. And then if you can do that to the people that really piss you off, you know, the people that really make you angry, and then you look at them and you think, without you getting to that point with me, without me feeling this frustration, I would never try and improve. Somehow you're a blessing. Yeah. So requesting for blessing is just that. Is saying, may those things come. And I'll just finish with this. In the last week where I had the incredible fortune to listen to Holy Geshe Michael Roach, who knows these things deeply. He said one thing I'd never heard him say before, but it was on the back of my mind. He said, sometimes the Lama or the teacher or the beings that come into your life that invoke this learning in you are described as an upside down tree where the roots are connected to galaxies and the trunk comes down to earth and the leaves are dangling invisibly throughout the earth. That is your teacher, that is your realizations, that is your Lama. And when he said that, it hit me that the leaves I touch as I walk, the invisible leaves that touch me with satisfaction or dissatisfaction, the people that piss me off and the people that make me happy, meeting are just a connection on that thing that you're requesting for blessings. It is connected to everything. I'll just leave you with that. It's a beautiful, beautiful visual in my mind, and I hope you have something similar in your life. So take your homeworks and come back and do your quiz next week. I'll be more prompt with time. I apologize for going over, but it was the first class. For those of you who want to stay for some really good announcements, the class is 10 weeks. We got the volunteers, thank you very much. For those of you who know about the 108 Lives project, where we're trying to take all this philosophy and put it into practice, there's a meeting happening in February. I'll announce it next week too. And you're welcome to do one of two things. Volunteer to be part of that project, to do some work on the ground here, which includes fundraising, doing things online and the rest. Or you can come to a very personal experience of meeting human beings like yourself who live and breathe on the streets of Nepal, and we're helping 108 beggars and their communities in Kathmandu get what they want out of life. And in doing that, something shifts in your heart. So you're more than welcome. If you want to get involved, come and see me or Missy. Say, Missy, hi. We've got cards for you. And always, I will ask that this space is given to us for free, and it only survives through the donations of people who come here. So there's a recommended donation for the course. I don't enforce it. It's the tradition to give this teaching for free. But please support the 3 jewels if you can. And if you can't, it's cool too. Yeah. But there's a donation jar out there. And as you walk out the door, see if you can connect to any of the things that moved inside of you today, and before we go, give it away to somebody who actually needs wisdom. We'll just, as you hear us doing the blah blah, you just imagine that the person that needs most wisdom in your life, and the person or the people or the beings that need most wisdom in their life, imagine that whatever goodness we collected in the last 2 hours for thinking these things, that it actually lands in their heart and in their mind.
Sashi
Kukir Jushin Etotram Viram Linshin Yindem Padi Sange Shindu Nite Wargi Drogu Nanda Shinla Juvarsho Idam Guru Dharma Mandala Kamnilyatayami Gewokum Sunan Yeshe Tsok Shin Sunan Yeshe Lejumwe Nampa Kuni Toparsho. Thank you very much for coming. Get yourselves a book and make yourself a little experiment about how, if you're going to practice meditation, it can change your state of mind over 10 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome.